Today we will do our topics will be Microsoft AZ104, the course name, and the topics will be Administer Virtual Networking. It means how we can create a virtual network. Actually, we know that whenever we want to do a office infrastructure or any things, then we need to do some network. Suppose if there is a option that we need to do some data information sharing or to communicate with each other, then we need to do establish one networking. So in the Azure in cloud, if we want to do some infrastructure like to set up an office or set up office environment or a company environment or any data center or anything, then we need to create a virtual network. Okay, so we will start now from the this chapter of virtual networking. So if you have any question, you can write down the question, because I think there is some problem with my devices, so I cannot hear you. If there is a problem, I don't know actually what is the problem, but I have tried but cannot solve now. For the time being, you can just write down your questions in the chat box or in WhatsApp, so I can give you the answer from there. Volume is too high. Mm. So it will be better, isn't it, if the volume is high? Actually, if I make it low, then what will be the issue? I don't know actually. So now it's okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will start from, first of all, we will start how to make a virtual network, how to, network security group, how to configure a network security group, how we can you can apply a basic security in networking, and configure about Azure DNS. These three topics we will cover now. So first of all is configure virtual networks. What do you know about virtual network? We know that networking, we learn about networking in our courses, different courses and CCNA courses. So now it's a very easy thing. Networking is what? Suppose if you want to create a communication between 2 or 3 machines or servers or in an office, then you need to establish a network. And this is we will do when we will do these things in the cloud, then it is called virtual network. Why virtual? Because you cannot see any physical devices there, any router, any switches, nothing will be there. You just making in a cloud. So in the back end, slide is not visible. Okay, now it's okay. Is it okay now? Okay, so in a virtual network in the cloud, whenever you build a network in a cloud, that is called a virtual network. And a big virtual network, sometimes we need to create some subnets. A big virtual network we will create in different small network. This is called subnet. Suppose in your office there are different uh, you know departments. Suppose IT department, management department, marketing department, finance department, accounts department. So we will create a full network for whole the office, and from there we will separate some networks or divided some networks in a group. In each group it is called subnets. So if we see the diagram, there is a virtual network, it means a full network, and between the virtual network we can create a subnet. Under the subnet there are some virtual machines. And what is this? This one is NIC. This is called network interface card. This is some say it is Ethernet card, some say it is LAN card, and some say it is NIC. What is there in the PC? there is a port where you can connect the jack of the network, and that port is called NIC or Ethernet card or LAN card. In every virtual machines, there is one NIC card. Without this, you cannot connect with the network or with another PC. So this is the things of virtual network, and this virtual network can be connected with another virtual network of your Azure. Suppose this virtual network is for your a branch in Dhaka, and these virtual networks you are created in any branch of the outside of the Dhaka of any town, like suppose Chittagong. And these are the, and another one is the on premises. On premises means uh, suppose in your there is a this on premises means suppose in physically you have one office and another office is in virtually in your Azure. Suppose in on premises you have two department, one is HR and one is management, and here you will put the others department. So there must be a connection with them. To establish this connection, this one also you can connect it with virtual network. So this is the physical network and this is the virtual network. Both are also can be connected, and one virtual network and another virtual network, this one also can be connected. So logical representation of your own network. It means, as I told, that this is a logical representation because you cannot see any physical devices there. Create dedicated private cloud only virtual network. This virtual network will be accessed in the Azure. Outside of the Azure cannot connect with these networks. Anyone outside of the Azure cannot connect with your PCs. Securely extend your data center with virtual network. Suppose in this virtual network, in this subnet, if you put one data center, then as I told, others cannot access this data center. So this is a secure way. If only can be accessed if you can give access connection with the on premises. Suppose in your there is an office in your physical center. From there you can, if you make a connection with your Azure network, then they can connect it. Otherwise it cannot be connected.
Jairam,
Sorry, I
Naam
lost
Malani.
connected.
I think he disconnected. Okay, he come right.
So now we will check in our in our portal that how we can create subnet. And subnet is another thing. Just to know that virtual network can be segmented into one or two more subnets. Suppose if you want to divided the virtual network by the different groups, then you can create a subnet. Subnet provide logical division within your network. Suppose this one also a logical division. You cannot check, you cannot see any physical devices or physical things. Subnets can help improve security, increase performance, and make it easier to manage network. One thing is to improve security. Security how? Suppose if your suppose account section is always very confidential, because in that peoples are doing some financial issues. So this must be in the separate from other account section. Suppose if you want to others, monitoring the network and monitoring the performance. So it will be easy. So that's why it can increase your performance and make it easier to manage, as well as it will be easier to manage. If it is a big network, then it is difficult for you. If there is anything problem happen, then you have to search one by one PC. But if it is separated, then it is easy to find out where, in which place, on which subnet there is a problem occurred. Then each subnet must have a unique address range. Every subnet have unique address range, cannot overlap with other subnet. Suppose this one is /24. Look, 10.0.1 /24. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 30, 37, like this. It cannot be overlapped by each other. It will be different. So one by one we will learn. Then before that we have some know about a private IP address and public IP address. We know this one because we do the class in CCNA just before a couple of months. So we know private IP address is what? Private IP address are those IP address. From there, you any people cannot access to you from the outside of your network. This is private IP address. Suppose in our PC, what we are using, these IP address are the public private IP address that no one, that I cannot access your PC, because this is your PC is a private IP address. Your PC is contain a private IP address, but and as well as you cannot access my PC. Why? Because my PC also using private IP address. But if my PC is using public IP address, then by with the use of my IP address, you can access it by RDP, the remote desktop application, remote desktop, or if you put any web hosting in your server. Suppose if you create a server and you web server, create a web server on that server and put a website there, and you use public IP on that server, then what happen? Anyone from the internet, outside of your network, over the internet, they can access your that website. So this is called private IP address and public IP address. So this one also we will know about where we can put the public IP address. In the virtual machine, we can put public IP address. Load balancer, we will learn about load balancer. Then we can check where we will put the public IP address in the next class. VPN gateway also we will do in the next class. That class you can see we will put the public IP address and application gateway. That one also in the next class we will learn on that those features on those services we can put public IP address. And where we will put private IP address, obviously virtual machine, we can put private IP address. Internal load balancer, there will be two load balancer, internal and external. In internal load balancer we can put also public private IP address, and application gateway also we can put public IP address. And another thing is dynamic and static. As you know, this is dynamic and static IP is dynamic IP is system will give you the assign your IP address in your PC randomly. It will not fixed. And static IP addresses, it will be fixed. So whatever you will give in your virtual machine, it will be fixed until you change yourself in the virtual machines or any other services. This is called static. And dynamic is it will change randomly. They will give you randomly. Suppose 2 or 3 days or 1 month, 4 months, you are using same IP. All of a sudden, the IP will change because this is dynamically changing. So now we will create the virtual machine and virtual network and subnet. So I'm going to the I'm going to the
Portal.
I'm going to the my portal to see. Where is my portal? I have to open portal azure.com. Oh, this is for security. They will send code. Let's check my mail. Let they send or not. Not send yet. Let's see another way. Another email. Gmail. Games. 07. It's coming. Okay, now it's came. So I want to create a virtual network. So as you know that from virtual network, we can type here virtual virtual. There it is came virtual networks. So I'm clicking here virtual networks. Came here. So I'm create one. Just click here, create. So as you know that every time whenever we want to create, then we have to put subscription as well as the resource group. This is one is resource group. The virtual machine I put IUT. Suppose any name you can name. The place is East US. We will put next security. For just now we just use as default. Actually no need this one. This one because this one we will do whenever we need actually. Then next, now it is called subnet. Normally default there is a subnet here. This one is 10.0.0.0, or you can there is a address space. This one also you can change, or you can change this one. Suppose 10.0.0.0.6, you can delete and you can give your one also. No problem. But I just make it as it is 10.0.0. So there is already a subnet here. This is called default subnet. And if we put another subnet to create here add subnet, then the option will come. Now it's coming. So name, create suppose subnet A. Sorry, subnet A. You cannot give IPv4 addresses 10.0.0.0./16 subnet starting 10.1.0 and address space is /24. So this one will be 10.0.0.1.0/24 as it is 10.0.0 and here will be 10.0.1.0/24. Why /24? Because we know every octet has 8 bits. So the octet is here 1, 2, 3 octet. It means /24. So network bit will be up to 3 octet 10.0.0. So if there is a one network is 10.0.0, then second network will be 10.0.1, third will be 10.0.2, 3, 4, like this way you can use. So I'm create add, so it's create one. Suppose if I want to create another one, then we will give another subnet, add subnet. Then subnet B, B. Then look, there is 10.0.2.0/24. So no need to change this, or you can change also, no problem. Then review and create. There's a tags, so tags actually no need now. We're not giving tags all time. So review and create. It will be review our options, and if it is okay, then we will give create. So one virtual network we created, and the two, there are three subnet inside that virtual network. One is default, another one is subnet A, another one is subnet B. So this way we can use virtual network, create virtual network, and another virtual network, and the other three subnets. So up to this, there is one topics we finish. So we will go for another topics, which one is network security group, how we can give security on this network. So this subnet, from now on, next few classes we will do some things. So we will do all the resources in this virtual network. It is called IoT. So we will create all the services in the virtual network called IoT from the next. That's why I put it here, IoT. So any question about this topics, because this is the end of one topics, how to create virtual network, what is the virtual network, and how to create subnets. So if you have any question, you can ask.
No, sir.
Okay, then I am going again in the slide. One topics I will cover and one topics I will go for slide. Now, network security group. What is the network security groups? Network security groups is a basic, very basic security, a service that can give you in your virtual network. A very basic. It is normally the security. Whenever we want to put the security in your network, we will use firewall for traffic, your just control your traffic by the firewall, as well as security, and also in the router where we can put some security mechanism. But in the cloud there is one service they introduced, this is called network security groups. In this service you can give some some sort of basic security on network. So that one we will learn now. Look, what is the first task? First task is limit network traffic to a resource in a virtual network. Any niche resource, suppose it may be a database, it may be a website, it may be a application, it may be a machines. So it will control, limit the network traffic from the that machine. Any network, any traffic, or any request, or any access request coming, or any data coming to that virtual machine or resources, they can limit that one, they can control that one. Another one is list the security rules that allow or deny inbound or outbound network traffic. Inbound means what is the information or connection coming to the service, and outbound means the security is the information is going outside from the that service. This is called outbound. So this one we can put some, we can create some rules. That rules what happened, look, there is a simple, why I call this a basic, because it is just only allow or deny. It will give you a rules that whether it will allow you to access this service, or deny means block, he will not give the access. This is the basic, otherwise he cannot do anything. Allow or deny, this is two simple thing they can manage. associated to a subnet or a network interface. So you can implement this one in a subnet or in a network interface. So where we will put the network interface? In the machines, virtual machines. So it can associate a subnet, whole subnet, or in one virtual machine. Can be associated multiple times. It means one rules you can create, or one security groups you can create, and you can use it in multiple times. No problem that you can. It is not like that one time you create and this is one only used by once. No, you can create in multiple times. Once you create, and you can create in multiple times, multiple way. So another is determine energy traffic rules. As I told, that traffic can be in your subnet or can be in your network interface card. Both. Suppose you give one security rules in your PC and also another security rules from the whole subnet. It means this NSG2, there is a one next network security group service. This one is implemented in whole subnet. And under this, there will put another network security group, which one is created only for the virtual machine. So from them in the network determines, you can give one, you can identify, you can give, tell them that this one NSG1 is the most effective rules. So first of all, this one will be, they will, they will follow these ones rules. After that, these ones most effective is these ones, not this one. Or if you can put that this NSG2 will be most effective, then it will be the most priority, it will get the priority and it will be the most effective rules. Then the other rules will come. So as I told, that if it is like that only can use subnet, then these effective rules cannot come, because only subnet you can put one group, one security service, no problem. But as there is an option that you can put whole subnet and also a network interface card, so that's why it comes energy effective rules, because there are two service you can impose. That's why these machines have in their two service. One is energy one, what is especially used for these machines, and another is energy two, which one is used to impose in the subnet, and that machine is under that subnet. That's why this machine is contains two network security group. So these machines may be in confusion that which security group he will give the priority to maintain the rules. That time you can, there is option where you can give effective rules that you can show, you can tell that this one will be the most effective. After that it will be used. How will we would do the energy groups? When we will go in the, in the portal, then we can check the energy rules, how we can create, and what is the this use of energy rules, the field of the energy rules. So we will go now in the portal and we will check what is the energy rules and how we can apply this one. It can be one to many or many to one. It is not like one to many. It is like that one energy rules you can apply in PC also and subnet also. Both you can apply. Okay. It is like you can give one network security group for PC, another network security group for subnet. But that PC is also inside that subnet. So in that PC, there are two network security group. One is for this PC only, another one is for that subnet. Which subnet he is under created. So that's why one PC has two energy. It is not like one to many or many to one. So I'm going to show the how to create subnet, sorry, energy groups. Just wait, it will come. So you are watching this one, that energy rules is here. So you will type here same way NSG. Then it will come. Look, network security groups came. Click here. It will come network security group. There are a lot of security group here. So we will create one security group. It is called IUT. So we create one. AZ batch 3 name IUT. Then review and create, because there is no options there, only tags and create. So create. It is creating. Okay, now created. So I'm going to the network security group. Here, network security group. Click here. Then where is my one IoT? Let's see. Refresh. Again, refresh. It will come. Look, IoT came. So now I am clicking here to see what is the network security group. Whenever we click here, that there's a lot of options. Under this option, look, there is a two security rules by default it came. So one is inbound security rules, that what the traffic or information coming to the these rules, and this is the outbound rules, means what going through these rules. So these three rules is by default. You cannot delete, you cannot modify, you cannot do anything from this group. Look, if you want to do, it will not work. So this is by default created, and it will you cannot edit, or you cannot delete, or you can modify. You can add another rules. So there are two or three rules. Suppose I put here inbound security rules. There is first one is inbound. It means what is the these rules is used for, suppose anyone wants to access your network. So I am giving the subnets. First of all, these security groups, which subnets is following, which subnet will be, you know, obey or use these rules. So we will associate virtual network. No, just now we created IoT and subnet A. Suppose subnet A. This under these subnets, if there is any services or PC will be there, then all the PCs and services will be maintain these rules what we will create now. It's now just starting. Now look, this one is already associated. So now I will put one inbound security rules. So click here. The by default inbound security rules is here. that we cannot use or you cannot modify or you cannot create or delete. Now we will put add source. There is a lot of source. Source means from where the traffic or information will come. Any. Then you can put IP addresses, any type of IP addresses. Suppose if you want to block any IP addresses to come to your network, then also you can put here that subnet, then put here, or you can put any. Suppose we will put any source port, any port. Suppose as we know the source, which port source are using, because it will come from the outside, so we make it star. Star means all type of port. Destination, which type of destination, we will put any means in the subnet, any type of any virtual machines will come, they will follow these rules. Okay, or you can put IP address, you can give IP addresses here. That's these IP addresses cannot use have to use this group. Any. Then service, which service, suppose we want that no one from outside of the network can RDP means remote desktop, cannot control my PC or access my PC, so we put RDP. Now we will put deny, they cannot. Priority is what will be true. Rules are processed in priority order. The lower the number of the higher priority. What is the lower number will be higher priority. So in the inbound rules, there can be lot of rules in nature. Suppose if you want or your company says that we want to put a lot of inbound security rules, then which security rules will be play in higher priority, that number will be less. Suppose we will put it 100. Name, you can put any, but normally it came deny any RDP inbound. It means from anyone outside of this network cannot make RDP here. RDP means remote desktop. So I put at, then there is a creating a security rules, and security rules is created, and the security rules is no one can do RDP from the outside of this subnet, and all the pieces of the subnet will must follow these rules. Now suppose we will go for outbound security rules. What is the outbound security rules? The same. These are the default security rules. And we will put here add. Source is any. Destination, where? Destination will be any destination. Custom, we will put here HTTP. What is HTTP? Means I am blocking the website. Nobody from this subnet can use the cannot access the deny. Priority is 110. Priority is 110. So you can make it 110 or 100, any one. Now add. So now we create in two rules in network security group. One rule is inbound security. What we put inbound security we put one rules that nobody from the outside of this subnet cannot do ADP, RDP, remote desktop, from outside of the network cannot enter doing RDP in our that subnet. Subnet means under these subnets, all the PCs are protected by RDP from the outside. And outbound security rules, what we put that no PC from this subnet cannot access any website, means HTTP outbound. So by this way, you can, I'm just giving you the basic things. By this way, you can use the outbound and netbound security rules, and you can put subnets here. Suppose there is a PC is under the subnets. Under that subnets, we can put any PC. It is will be your homework. You will put any PC will be there later. It's actually not now. Later I will give the homework. When we go more service we will learn. Then we will give one project. network interface. Suppose we will put this security group in a network interface group. Then how we can associate? You just click here, network interfaces. Then the option will come. We just wait. Now associate. If you click associate, then there will be a lot of network interface card. This network interface card will collected from the virtual machines in the Azure portals. So you can put this security groups also in an individual network interface card. An individual in network interface card means a individual virtual machine, because we know that network interface card will be under one virtual machines. So there are two network interface card is here that we can associate. So by this way, you can also give the network interface card here. So here is effective security rules. Suppose in this network security rules, one will be effective rules, security rules. If it is maybe two rules there, then we will put here virtual machines. Suppose we don't have virtual machines here. So then we will put here that these virtual machines, this security group is used as a priority of these virtual machines. If we want to give these security groups as a effective rules. Okay. So this is the network security group. And there is another thing I will show you in inbound security groups, outbound security. There is application security group. Look, suppose at there is one thing you can see here, destination application security group, source application security group. What is this application security groups? This is application security groups I am showing here in I'm showing here in my resource. I mean, say in my PowerPoint. What is application security group? Then you can understand. We will learn these things. This is called application security group. Suppose, as we know that network security group, what happened? We will give the security groups in a subnets, in a PC. But sometimes we use web server, application server, database server. That time we need to create, a group, group of PC. Application security group, network security group is applied in one PC. Network security group can apply a whole subnet, but sometimes we use a group of PC for web database server. That time we want to give one security for only web server. Two, as the two PC are web server, these two PCs we need to give the security, one kind of security, one rules. This for one rules and this for one rules. So how we will do this? So for that reason, application security group is you make a application security group by 2 or 3 PCs, another application security group for 3 or 4 PC, and that application security group you can associate it with the network security group. By this way, you can give the create some PCs of group of PC as application security group and put the rules on that application security groups for that for by this rule under the security groups. If there is a 2 or 3 more PCs is there, all the PCs will follow those NSG rules. Okay. Suppose how to create a application security group I am showing now. This is the portal. We will just write down here ASG That application security group will come. Look, application security groups came. Click here. Then create. Suppose we need one security group. Okay. Resource group a Azure Base 3 name ASG1. Suppose just for review and create. Now create. Now this application security will be created. So we will put some virtual machines. Suppose this PC in the application security group. How we will do these things? So, so as we don't know about the virtual machines, but now I'm just showing some things about virtual machines. How we will put. Suppose LVM spoke LVM1, LVM-V. I want to put in the virtual ASG1. Just click those virtual machine. Look, application security groups. Add application security groups. ASG1 add. It means this LBM1 is ASG1 under this application security group. Now, and now suppose LBM2, I'm giving another one. Whenever you click here, there is a lot of options is there. In the networking options, there is the application security group. Click here, it will come. Now create, click here, add another add application security groups. Then put here ASG1, add. So these two PC is under the ASG1. Now suppose I want to put, same thing that no one can use website from here. So what we will do, we will go here, ASG, NSG, application security group, network security groups, then IoT, then outbound security groups. It means no one can go to the internet or rules source from where application security groups. ASG1, it means all the PCCs will be there. There is no, so no need. Is it best 3? No problem. This one no need because we have one ASG1, no need to another group. Sport, as we know, destination, any type of use. Service, HTTP, deny 120. So I put it here 100. And so there is one deny application security group ASG1, source is here ASG1. It means all the ASG1 PCs, ASG1 is there are two PCs under this group. All the PC under this group cannot go to the website, any website, because I deny and this priority is high. It will follow this priority. So this is the application security groups. So now I will close the this share. Then we will go again in the slide to check the DNS, the last topics of today's class. Azure DNS. Do you know DNS? What is DNS? DNS is the service where the uh, where the IP is converted as a human being words, and human being words is converted to the IP. Suppose if you go to the Facebook, every website has a IP address. But it is very difficult for us to memorize those IP address. No, 192.168.1.10.10.100.10.5, like there is a lot of randoms IP address there. So it is very difficult for us to memorize these things. So what we use DNS server or DNS service. What DNS service do? Whenever you write facebook.com, DNS service take our facebook.com and convert it as a IP address and send it to the internet that I need this IP address. So our request goes to that IP address server and fetching that information means website and back to our system. That time DNS again, decode or retransfer the IP address to the our facebook.com and send it to our desktop PC. So we can see the website so the DNS, then DNS will be a very 2 hours or 3 hours lectures for only for DNS structure, how it works, the inside structure. I just tell you the basics things of DNS, what we need actually to know to learn about Azure DNS. That's all. Very simple thing. So how we can, there is option of Azure that you can, suppose you have a uh, company, and every company or every organization have a website, so you want to put your website in Azure, then how you can configure this one, we will learn now these things. Security groups, these are
Yeah.
thing Azure DNS.
Yeah.
So this is the DNS actually. So we will learn more things about DNS. There are two type of DNS. One is
Sir,
public DNS, another one is private DNS. Private DNS is
sir,
suppose
sir,
we have a PC, or in that PC there is a application is there. Application means suppose a accounts software is there, and this software is
sir. I have
only
a question.
accessed by your company, not from the outside.
Sir cannot hear you. He
So
told
the
us that
website,
his
this application is
PC
a
has
virtual
some problem.
machines, and
Just
What?
that
text.
virtual
Oh,
machines has a
he said he
IP.
cannot hear
So
us.
that one
Is
also a
the
IP. So it is difficult
voice
for you to
he cannot
memorize
hear
those
him because
IP.
he has some problem,
So
technical
what
problem,
you can y-
and you
configure
can
one
type it.
DNS. So whenever you click or whenever you write down the DNS name, the system will show you the
Type in the
application.
chat. Type in the chat.
DNS will
Sir
give you the
cannot hear
access
in. He
of that
cannot hear in
application
you.
from that
Cannot hear
PC.
in us.
So this is called the private DNS, and public DNS means the all the outside of your networks, any
Type your
people
question. Type your
can
question.
access your website from out through the internet. This is called public DNS. Both DNS you can configure in the Azure. So actually we will learn this one in the practically. Otherwise it is difficult, uh, like create DNS. So this is a lab. So we will start with checking the DNS. Okay, tell me the question.
Sir, as you are build a website here,
Yes, tell
like,
me.
are
Ali,
you
you
hear
can
me?
give the questions. Write down the questions. Actually, I have a problem
Okay.
with my devices. I don't know. I cannot hear. So you can write down. No, each DNS gives network interface. No, network interface is different thing. Network interface is only used to connect, not DNS. DNS is a service where a IP is converted to the human being, like domain, facebook.com, google.com, and apparently that google.com can also, you know, transferred or translated as a 101 or as IP address 10.10.10.9 like this. So ask the question. Please write down the question. I am waiting. Ali, I am waiting for your question. After that, I will start DNS.
Yeah, yeah.
Please write down.
I'm writing. I'm writing.
As our final project, we build a website so we can host in Azure DNS. Yes, you can host Azure DNS, no problem. Obviously, you can host. Any other question?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now I can, by using private or it will be also obviously public. Suppose it will be website. So whatever website, everyone is want website from outside of the network. Everyone want to access the website. So it must be public. Private means only your network. It means only your network. Now I am stop sharing. Okay, now I'm continuing. Sorry. This one is not. I will go for virtual my portal. Just wait. Actually, today I'm using different devices. That's why the problem is happening. It is not my device. This device is for my daughter.
So,
Okay. So this is DNS. First of all, we will write here DNS. DNS zone. Look, private zone and DNS zone. DNS zone means public and private. That one they are related private DNS zone. First one is DNS zone. So we will create here DNS zone. DNS zone means create a DNS zone. So create as a batch 3. This zone is a child. No, this is a main zone. This is not a child zone, primary zone. Name, suppose you will put here was IUT. Suppose IUT, as we not apply this one. So just put here IUT. Coming. IUT dot com. Look, it is here because in Azure there is no name called IoT.com. So review and create. So one DNS zone is created. DNS zone means one space is created where you can configure your website. Now create. So these are the resources. So here, this is called name server ns1a33azudns.com. This is the name server. This name server you will put where? Suppose in every domain you just need a domain. Suppose this one is the company of domain, very very big company and very well known company, GoDaddy.com. From here you will buy a domain. Whenever you buy a domain from here, they will give you a control panel. On that control panel, you can find this @ns, this type of field. In that field, you will just copy these ones and put that field on here. It will be ready for your DNS. That means whenever they will type your domain, GoDaddy will transfer it from here in Azure. So now we will give one record set. Click here. The name. This record set means name. What will be the name of this? Suppose iut.com. Put it here. Address. Suppose record. No. IP address. IP address means suppose in a virtual machines or in a server, you will put the files on there. So web server, you make a web server, isn't it? In that web server, you will put the website there. So 10.10 dot suppose 10.0.0.12. There is one IP address. In this IP address, the come. So it came. Very simple, isn't it? So iut.com, whenever they click iut.com, this iut.com will in the website. Suppose in godaddy.com, you buy one domain called iut.com. Whenever anyone click iut.com, then they will go to the GoDaddy. GoDaddy transfer it to the Azure. Whenever came to the Azure, then they will see that they have to go in these IP. In these IP, in these machines, you will create one web server, and under that web server, your website file is there. So instantly, those files will be come in in your browser. So by this way you can easily host a public DNS. So this is very easy, isn't it? And early you can create or your project or hosting your website here, no problem. Now we will go for any question from here, because this is a very your project will be there, so I am just asking any question is there. So what is the question? Can I check? Any question is there? You can ask. Write down the question. Yes. Tell me, sir, can you repeat the part of the creating DNS zone? Only this question? Okay. Yes, I can host my project if it buy DNS domain. Yes, first of all, you have to buy a domain. Otherwise, where I will come this iut.com. So again, I'm showing you how to create. Right here, DNS zone will come. Just wait, it will come. So here will be create, and after that create, that iut.com will come like this. Create, and you will put here as subscription resource name, and name will be there, iot.com or any your domain name will be there. Then review and create. After that, this zone will come. Then you will create here. Then what we will do, this name server, one name server, two name server, three name server, four, basically one or two, you will copy and you will put this web name server in that website or that control profile panel where you create the domain. Suppose in godaddy.com, in that account you will paste this name server. Then you will go for record set. Then you can write here www also, no problem, or without www. and you will put IP address here. There is already DNS record set, so you have to put www here, different, and you will put the IP address. Which IP address? The web server IP address. The name, the IP address of the web server where we put all the website files. Then OK, then server is hosted. How can I buy a domain by a cheapest price? There is no cheapest price. Normally cheapest price godaddy.com. In the godaddy.com you can find the cheapest. GoDaddy is the most cheapest and a good, reliable. GoDaddy. I'm writing here. .com or bluehost.com. These are the companies. One.com. This is UK based company. HostGator. There are a lot of companies there. Lot of companies there. So you can find out which one is the cheapest. So now this is the DNS is done. This is the public DNS, and now we will go for the private DNS. The same way you just write here DNS. You will find a private DNS zones. Click here. So in like same, create resource group sample. Suppose I do sample.xyz. Review and create. Create. So we will home and private DNS zone. So this is the private XYZ, my private DNS zone. Just click here. Nothing. There is nothing. Look, there are all are private DNS. Look, private DNS. So there is nothing like name server or nothing else. No need. Just create a record search. Sorry, sample XYZ. This one, my one. Private is another one. So record set. Record set. Same name. Suppose I put here my virtual machines. Suppose VM1. This is the virtual machines where I put my accounts application. So this is VM1 sample.xyz. This VM1 address is 10.0.0.10. In this PC is called VM1, and there I put one application, accounts application there. So now okay. So what happened it now? So now on, whenever I click in, suppose here vm1 dot sample dot xyz, then it will, whenever click here it will open one applications, any application. Suppose if you host in your Tally or any other application, accounts application or customized application or made application by the user, they it will come here. So this is the easy way to memorize or easy way to access any services in your private. A private means I cannot see here because it is in Azure. So you have to in the same network, your another PC will be the same network, then they can use this sample.xyz. Suppose you can create another virtual machines for account supervisor and they are using that virtual machine. From that virtual machine they can access this sample.xyz because this virtual machine, suppose this VM1 and that person's virtual machines are in the same network. That's why they will be, they can access this one. This is called private. No one outside of the cloud, outside of the subnet, outside of the network cannot see these virtual machines contents, any contents there. So up to today's class, we have learned so far how to create virtual network, how to create subnet mask, subnet in the virtual network, then a basic security service network security groups, NSG. Then we go for application security groups. A lot of topics there we cover today. Then we learn about DNS, private DNS and public DNS. So any questions about today's class? I think you need to practice for today's class, isn't it? Any question from today's class? You can ask. You can write down here. Yes, you should practice. So, do you want to do next class in this week or in this week you will just practice? Because we have today we cover lot of topics. So suppose in my opinion is, my planning is to practice this week. If you have any problem, you can contact my WhatsApp. So I can give you the solution on WhatsApp or anyway. What do you think? Or if you feel comfort, then we will go for the next class for day after tomorrow, Tuesday. It's up to you. Uh, Better to practice together means in the next class. I will tell and you will practice like this. Okay, Ali, give your suggestion. We can tomorrow only for practice. We can do tomorrow only for practice today topics because very and so important to know how to do it. Yes. Yes, we can only have tomorrow. If we go, if we do class day after tomorrow. Yes, you have only one day. You have only one day for tomorrow for practice. So what is your suggestion? So Ali, what is your suggestion? Yes. I'm just telling that suppose if we want to do the class in the next Tuesday, then you have only one day tomorrow. So in only one day you can have a practice day for tomorrow. So my suggestion is to practice this for this week because we have four, or if you can manage, then you can practice for tomorrow, and day after tomorrow on Tuesday we can have a class. So what do you think? This is a simple thing. Will you go for practice for a 1 week or for tomorrow only one day? So it is not like that you can give the answer today. So you can think about these things and you can tell me anytime. No problem. So there is a two options. Suppose one is, though we have why I'm telling you this one, because today we have covered a lot of things, four topics basically. So you need to practice. So for this there is a one day of practice for tomorrow. If you can, no problem. I will do the next class on the next this Tuesday, or you can do the practice in whole week and we will sit for the next Sunday. It's up to you what you want. I will do that way. So it is not like that you will tell me just now. You can think and you can later you can tell me, no problem. And there is one person cannot, you know whenever we practice, I think the best way is to practice together. Practice together means, I don't know, I cannot understand. Together means in front of me you want to practice. Then we can sit on Tuesday, isn't it? First of all, first half an hour or 1 hour you can practice, and after that we will start our next session. What do you think? Is it okay? For next Tuesday, first half an hour to 1 hour, you will do the practice in front of me. After that, we will start a small break, suppose 5 minutes or 10 minutes. After that, we will go for the next session in Tuesday. Okay. Tamba, in next class, you just open your portal. I will check what is the issues, and inshallah I can solve in the next class. After that, you can practice, no problem. Or we will have another. So what you can do, can you make another email and try with that email? Sometimes they block the email. So a new email, create a new email in Hotmail and try to access portal as a student in that Hotmail. Or one thing I can do, I can create one email for you just for use portal, and I can give you the access of the portal. I think it will be better. I will create one as a student and I will give you. Okay, then it is finalize that next Tuesday we will go for 1 hour or half 30 minutes to 1 hour a practice session. Then we will go for the next session. So thank you very much. Up to today's class. Inshallah, we will meet on next class on Tuesday.